Hi, I'm Olivier. Welcome to this recitation 08. We are going to talk about Google Colab. In this recitation, you will learn how to use Google Colab, a free cloud-based environment that lets you learn Python code without installing anything on your computer. So what is Google Colab? Google Colab or Collaboratory is a hosted Jupyter Notebook service by Google. It allows you to run Python code in your browser, to use GPUs and TPUs for free, to import notebooks from GitHub, to upload and download files, to install extra Python's package, to work from any device without setups. What you run in this notebook, you understand the Colab interface, so you will be able to explore all the interface that can be found in Google Colab, how to run Python code, how to install Python packages, how to use GPUs and TPUs, how to upload and download files. Also, we learn how to mount Google Drive, how to load files from GitHub, which is very important to assignment 4 in this course of deep learning. It is useful to know the extra features that makes you fast also in the Google Colab. Okay, let's begin. First of all, understanding the Google Colab interface, the important section in the Google Colab. We are not going to explore all sections in the Google Colab, but the most important sections are files. They include file span, which is which is located in the left sidebar. Let's say if you click here on it's the this is the file span. This file span, you can upload files, you can view the directory structure. Here you see this by default you found this directory which contain different datasets. So each file that you upload will be found here. Let's say from your local machine, it will be found in this file span. Also, if there is the code that you run and then you get the output file, it will be displayed here, and you'll be able to download that file to your local machine. So another thing that you have to know is to add the cells. This is also the feature of the Google Colab. This cells, it is where it allows you just when you want to write your work can be code or it can be text. So there are two kind of the cells. One cell called code cell, another is called text or known as markdown cell. This markdown cell, when you see this line separating two code, once you move your cursor here, you'll be able to see code and text. If you click on this plus code, you'll be able to add the cell for code where you can write your code and then you will run your cell. There will be two ways of running the cell. You can press Shift Enter or press play button. This play button, once you play it, it will run your code. You can also click here and delete the cell when you want. So let's continue to check. Let's say you are going to implement your project and you are not sure what the Python version you are working on. So most of time there are some project that need to have the old Python version installed. You will first check in the Google Colab. By default, you'll find Python version. Once you run this code, print Python version system.version, you will find that Python version stored here is version 3.12, and you can switch to any version, but for this case, once you want to switch to another Python version, it will require you to install the virtual environment. After after creating your virtual environment, then you will be able to install the Python version that you want, which is rather than Python 3. You can choose another Python version based on your project requirement and the files that you'll be using. So for the case where you want to run let's say you want to run your project and it is a heavy project that require you, for example, to have like 100 epochs or more, it is very essential to check your GPU availability because GPU, it allows you to run or to train your model very fast without taking a long time. So to check your GPU availability first, you can run this code. So once you run this code, you see once I ran it told me that GPU availability is false to mean it is not available. Also, you can check it once you click on runtime and go to change runtime type. You see you have for hardware accelerator, you see you have CPU and T4 GPU. This is free one that you can use. You see, and that seems to be locked. And if you want, here you see they are telling us want access to premium GPU, purchase additional compute units. So this means that if you want this to be open, you have to buy the paid one, just the paid, uh, the paid Google Colab. You can choose between this. If you choose here, your session will be end and you will start the current session with GPU. Let me click cancel, but if you want, you will click save so that you can have the session with GPU. So this is the way you can switch from CPU, GPU to TPU. Yeah, this is the way you can switch those GPU based on your preference when you want to use GPU. So it is very essential to have GPU in Google Colab, especially for PyTorch, as it is very, in our course will depend on PyTorch. So to check this, first of all, you will use the steps that I showed, going to runtime, change runtime type, and make sure that you are using GPU. So by using the code, you can also check the GPU availability in the PyTorch here. Torch.cuda is available. It will tell you whether GPU is accessible. If GPU is available, PyTorch automatically select it and we store it in this variable called device. So this device variable will be either CUDA for GPU or CPU if GPU is not available. Also, installing and importing extra package. This is very essential in Google Colab because in the project you have to use different libraries. So you see here, it's an example that I gave you, like installing the faker. This library called faker, it contains the fake names. So once you install it, you can import this faker, and then after importing this faker, you will be able to generate any fake names that involves in this library. You see, once I run, the fake name is called Nathan Peto, but if you run, you will get different names. So first of all, it is being installed, After being successfully installing the package, you see the fake names table. I got the different one from the previous one to mean it is generating the names randomly. So this is an example that I taken. Yeah, you can store each just the any package that you want. Let's proceed to this very important part of uploading and downloading files in Google Colab. So Google Colab is very it support file handling. And for this case, let's say you want to upload the file from your computer, you can use this code like uploaded is equal to files.upload. This once you run this, it will automatically give you an option to choose the file from your local machine. Let's say I click here. Once I click here, you see it will open my local files in my computer, and then I will choose the file that I want to upload in Google Colab, or I may press cancel if I don't want to, if I change my mind, don't want to upload it. So let's say you want to download the files that you have generated from your code. Let's say it is in file pane. Instead of clicking download as manually, you can also write this code files.download and write the name of your file. Then automatically it will be downloaded. Okay. It is very important to mount your file. Let's say your notebook on Google Drive. Let's say you are dealing with the heavy project, and it's good to make sure that your files are on Google Drive so that anytime you can't lose the access to your file when there is sudden problem that happen. Let's say you lose the internet when you are working on your notebook. So if it is on your drive, it will be very easy to access it. Let's say you run this drive.mount. It will give you an option to connect to Google Drive. Once you click here, you will follow the procedure, and then you will end up having your Google Drive on, no, your, oh, sorry, having your notebook on Google Drive. Also, let's say you want to load files from GitHub. This is, as I mentioned earlier, it is very important to know how to clone your files from GitHub. Let's say you have a repo on GitHub that contains the files, and those files you want to use it. You want to use those files on your Google Colab, essentially in your project, especially in your project. So it's good to clone those files to your files pane, and then you can be able to use it. Okay, to do this, you have this line of code. It will help you to do all this task. It will be able to generate these files by writing git clone, followed by the link to GitHub, and this is the name of your GitHub code. For my case, it's called Olivier K11 slash IDL26. This is the name of the repo that contains those files. So once you run this cell, you see it is cloning, automatically cloned, and this LSIDL26, it will display out the name of those files. So you see, once I go to files pane, I will see that my repo is there and contains this notebook. This notebook called Google Colab. This is the files that contain. You may add many files as you want, and then once you clone it, you will get those files. And you see it displayed that file because I ran this code there. Also, it is possible to download the single file from GitHub. Let's say once you run GitHub content.com, you flood by username of your GitHub, the name of the repo, and then also the file name. It's just like the path for that file on your GitHub repo. And once you run this code, it will automatically download that single file from your GitHub to Google Colab, and you'll find it in file span. So it is easy for Google Colab to get the files that you have from your GitHub, and then you can use those files once it reached on file span. So this is very, very important for this in this course, especially for homework 4. Also, let's say you have file name in your file pen and you want to run the content, all content that are in your files. Let's say the file that contain the code that you see it has the extension called py.py. It means it is py25. So in a notebook, you will start with this exclamation mark and to followed by python 5.py, and once you run this, it will run automatically this file and will start generating the output. So what you have to note is that remember to save your notebook in Google Drive so that you can't lose your work. You can run the GitHub loading cell anytime. If you need to upload your own files, use the files pane on the left. For larger project, consider mounting your Google Drive. Okay, thank you.